Hi all, welcome back to the video lecture on computer network. So in this video lecture mainly I am going to discuss IPv6 Internet Protocol version 6. So we have already discussed what you mean by IP addressing, the classes of IP addressing and the versions, two versions we have already discussed. So in this we will discuss mainly in detail IPv6 and the header format and what are the features of IPv6 comparing with the IPv4, and finally we have a comparison with the IPv4 and IPv6 addressing mechanism. This is the main key points we are going to discuss on this video lecture. So we will start with the IPv6. IPv6 is the next generation protocol defined by IETF, that means Internet Engineering Task Force, to replace the current version of the Internet Protocol. We are currently using IPv4, it's a 32-bit address. So there will be a lot of problem we are facing while using the IPv4 address. That means that much of available address will not be available in the case of IPv4. So in order to overcome that issue, we are defined a new protocol that is known as IPv6. So it's adding some improvement feature while comparing with the IPv4 is that they are improving for performance in the area of routing as well as the network auto configuration. So in the case of IPv4, there will be a IP address we have to allocate, there will be no auto configuration features and all. And in the case of IPv6, we are gradually replacing IPv4. In Gulf countries, they have already replaced IPv4 into IPv6. In India, we are still going to have a transition period on the case of IPv4 to IPv6. So enabling some additional feature while comparing with the IPv4. Now we can look on the what are the main feature of IPv6 while comparing with the IPv4. So in the case of IPv6, have a longer address than IPv4. It's a 16 byte long address will be available in the case of IPv6, and there will be much more. The another feature will be the simplification of the header. It contains only 7 fields, whereas in the case of IPv4 it's containing 30 fields are there, but even the case some fields are optional. And in the case of IPv6, they have improved the security feature. There will be great changes in the case of security. The authentication and privacy are the key features of the new IP. And even there will be focusing more attention in the case of good quality service. In order to achieve the quality service, they are providing more attention in the case of IPv6. Now let's have a look on IPv6 header. It's a 32-bit header representation in the main fields, which include are version, traffic class, flow label, payload length, next header, hop limit, source address and destination address. So we will look in detail one by one. What do you mean by a version? The version field which specifies the IP version. So if an IPv6, for the version number it will be 6. So that is the thing specified over version. For the next field it will be traffic class. Traffic class, why we are going to use that particular field is that it is used to distinguish a packet, distinguish between the packet with a different real-time delivery requirement. It's used to distinguish the packet rather than a delivery requirement. Based upon that, we are classifying the packet. For that purpose, we are using the traffic class field. The next one will be the flow label. Actually, the flow label field is divided into 2 parts. One is used to specify the path followed by the packet, and another is used to specify the traffic class used by the packet. So the router which is going to use the value on the flow label to route the datagram. For the flow label, I am repeating, there will be 2 classification divided into 2 parts. One will be used to specify in the path and another one will be used to specify the traffic class. So the value on the flow label is used by the router to route any packet of datagram. So the next one will be the payload length. Payload length means that particular field is going to specify the byte follow the 40 byte header. How many byte it will follow after the header byte. After the 40 byte header length, how many byte is going to follow. That is the field will be specified over payload length. The next header which is going to specify after the header portion of the IPv6, any extension header can be included. So any extension header can be included in that. Any of the fixed extension header is included, that will be specified over the next header. So if the header is the last one, then the next IP address is used to TCP/IP transmission. So the now last one will be the hop limit. The hop limit going to specify the time of the packet will be receiving live in a network. So hop is the live. Live means how much amount of time the packet will be available. So that will be specified over hop limit. So the last one will be the source and destination address. Address is going to specify the source address as well as the destination address. So we have discussed what is meant by IPv4 and IPv6. So let's have a look on the comparison of IPv4 and IPv6. So mainly I have illustrated some major points. In exam point of view, this one will be useful. For the main point, we can remember the address length, it will be 32-bit in the case of IPv4. In the case of IPv6, it will be 128-bit. The representation, it will be decimal, and the case of IPv6, it will be hexadecimal. For the fragmentation, how the packet will be identified, whether the checksum field is available or the not. Message transmission, how they are going to transmit the message. Encryption. For the case of IPv6, we have already discussed there will be an additional feature. In the case of IPv6, there will be authentication if extra security is enabled. But in the case of IPv4, it will be less. And the end-to-end integrity. So one will be unachievable and another one will be the achievable. Then they have discovered the address configuration. Coming to the IPv6 address configuration, it will be auto configuration and renumbering will be possible. But in the case of IPv4, the addressing scheme which we are providing, it will be manual and DHCP configuration. We have already discovered what you mean by DHCP configuration and all. These all are the things which will come under the IPv6. So how to recall what do you mean by an IPv6, IPv6 128-bit in order to replace IPv4, the IPv6 is proposed. So we have discussed the header format and all. That are the common things we have to remember in the case of IPv6. So thank you.